Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be making a Regency outfit with a dark twist. I've never really been a Regency person, but with the release of season 3 of Bridgerton and also going to the Bridgetown Ball recently, I found that actually it's a style that I don't hate. For the Bridgetown Ball, I had to make a complete Regency outfit from scratch. I have to say, I do quite like the shape that stays give me, and the dress that I made, I got loads of compliments in and I genuinely felt really pretty in it. So I had a thought to make a goth Regency outfit for a bit, but I didn't quite have the motivation to do it. And this definitely has given me the motivation. Inspired by Bridgerton and their not so historically accurate fashion and fabrics and all that kind of stuff, I am using a fun goth fabric with skulls on it, and I'm actually going to use a denim for the Spencer. That way, if it actually turns out quite nice, I can just wear it. So let's move on over to the table, take a look at the fabric and have a look at the patterns. Okay, so first things first, the patterns I'm using. I am using the Laughing Moon patterns as a base, but I am making some alterations. So for the Spencer, for the collar bits and the sleeves, I am using the original pattern pieces. But then for the body of it, I've made some alterations. Mainly because I did make just cheap and cheerful Spencer for the Bridgetown Ball, but I didn't like the shape of it very much. Primarily the fact that I couldn't get it on and off myself. It was very kind of tight along the back, and I know that that was actually kind of the style because it made you like sit upright and stuff, but I'm a sloucher and I also don't want to have to ask my partner to help me put my jacket on each time. So first thing I did was with the back piece, I just gave myself some extra room on the arm side area, just to kind of bring the sleeves round this way a bit more. Same with the side piece, I just kind of gave myself a little bit of extra. And then two bigger changes that I've made are, firstly, I want mine to have like I want to call it a waistband, but it's a Spencer, so it's like up to here. So a band around similar to like a denim jacket. And for the front piece, I just realised that I hadn't finished altering this pattern piece. I need to cut this off here, just this little bit there, because I made a slight alteration, swinging some fullness into the darts, and it made it go a bit weird. So, but anyway, my point is, the original pattern piece had like lapels on them, and I don't want that. It also wrapped around and fastened right around here, and I want mine to fasten more in the middle. So what I did was just cut off the part that was the lapel, and then I have cut off the very ends as well so that it finishes more here. So I did do a mock-up and it should work. So that's the Spencer. And then for the actual dress, the sleeve I'm keeping the same. That was okay, apart from it was a little bit tight, so I've just made the armband a bit bigger. The skirt was fine. You can't really go wrong with a Regency skirt part of a dress, I don't think, because in a similar way to Victorian, it's a bit fitted around the front and then gathered at the back. Waistband, I haven't made any changes to that. For the bodice section of the dress, all I did was altered the arm side a little bit, same as with the Spencer really. I found that it was doing the pulling me back a bit thing, so I just wanted to give myself a little bit more arm room. So yeah, slight alteration to the side piece. Back piece, same again, just brought it out a little bit more so that the sleeves turn inwards more. And then for the front bit, I cut into the arm side a little bit more here. Again, give myself a bit more arm room. One change that I made to the original pattern for the Bridgetown ball was that I made it more low cut, because it's me. I did, however, find that my chemise was poking through on the sides. So on this version, I have just brought that in a little bit on the sides. So hopefully that will give me a little bit more coverage there and the shift won't be poking out so much. But yeah, I think that's it for patterns. Let's take a look at the fabric. This is the fabric that I've got. I am legit loving this skull fabric. It's so fun. It's one that I kept seeing being sold by the half meter, just so annoying. But then I eventually found it in an Etsy shop and they had it by the meter, and it's so much fun. It's skulls that are gradually getting more and more messed up. I will put up a close-up picture of it over here. For the Spencer, I have got this lovely denim. I do actually have quite a lot of it, so potentially, depending on how much I've got left, I might be able to make just a regular denim jacket out of this as well, which will be quite fun. But anyway, yeah, I thought just a nice kind of dark denim for this would work quite nicely. Buttons, I have not figured out yet. I'm going to have a good rummage through my stash and see what I've got. Anyway, let's get started. I added a placket to the back of the skirt. I then stitched the skirt pieces together. Next, I stitched together the bodice pieces and gave them a good press. I added gathering stitches to the front in the middle and attached the two sides of the waistband. I pleated up the skirt and attached it to the waistband. I then went on a little adventure to get some bias binding. I attached the sleeves and added a zip to the back. Right, ignore the hair, it's doing what it wants to do. We have a reasonable amount of a dress. Got the sleeves on, got everything, it just needs hemming, and I just need to sew down the top of the neckline. I did make a little mistake on it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna see if you can spot it. It's only small. I'll let you know at the very end what the mistake was. But you know what, I don't care, it's fine. So yeah, actually there was one other little mistake that I made, and that was that I got the wrong type of zip. I was supposed to get the type that opens at the bottom like you get on a coat, but I didn't because brain. But it's okay because I realised that I can actually get this on over my head anyway. So good. Good. What else? Yeah, next thing I need to do is start working on the Spencer. So got all my pieces cut out, got everything overlocked. I do still need to go on a search for buttons, but I will come to that once it's constructed and I can see kind of what size is going to work best for it. Last time I made this Spencer pattern, which was for the Bridgetown Ball, I found that the collar was a little bit big on me, so I'm wondering if maybe I'll be best off just shaving off like 1.5 centimetres, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I am pretty confident that I'm going to get like a reasonable amount done today. Oh yeah, on another note, I had a really good charity shop find. I found these buttons. They are so cute. They're like little cupcakes. Some of the things you find in my local charity shops is just so good. I also found this sewing book, and yeah, most of the stuff in here is stuff that I already know, but it does have some like really good things to do with like pattern adjustments and stuff. So yeah, $1.99. I'm pretty damn happy with that. I got to work on the Spencer, remembering to actually swap my needle for a denim one. I batched all my sewing, doing the darts, side seams and sleeves before ironing everything. Right, I am going to do something that I genuinely find scary because I've got to do the collar, and the way this collar is, it's slightly longer on one side so that when it goes around your neck it curves, and every single time I have tried to do that I have failed. It's ended up kind of going all puckery and weird. So I'm going to sew over pins. I feel like putting a ton of pins in there and just sewing over them will hopefully help keep the curve in the fabric. I'm also going to pin it on something round. I'm pretty sure there should be like a wine bottle or something like that around that I can use. But yeah, I generally avoid sewing over pins because when the needle hits one, it terrifies me. But I am using denim needles, which are a slightly different shape and they're much sharper. So hopefully that should kind of help it glide past the pins. Let's hope this works. I proceeded to sew the slowest I have ever sewed before, and luckily I didn't hit a pin. Not bad considering my speed control on my foot pedal doesn't work very well. I attached the collar to the Spencer and settled in for an evening of hand finishing. I did my buttons and then carefully pinned in my sleeves and gathered the top. I then unpinned them and redid them the right way round. Finally, I hemmed the dress and then it was done. Okay, so ignoring the absolute mess that I made of my hair, I tried to do pin curls, it didn't work. This is really cute. I love this dress. Seriously. I feel like I could potentially even get away with just wearing this as just a regular dress, like rather than it strictly being Regency. I also feel like from a distance you might not even clock that it's skulls. You might think that it's like little white flowers or something, which I think's really cool. There are a few little things. Obviously, I did mention the zip situation. I might at some point in the future swap it out for the correct type of zip, just because it is a little bit of a hassle. I also am a little bit worried about like stretching out the neckline and stuff from pulling it up to undo it at the top. The other little thing is the gathering around here. I like how it looks down here, but I ended up having to gather it along the top here as well, just because it ended up being a little bit wide and kind of baggy. I'm not 100% sure why that happened. The only thing I can think of is maybe the neckline stretched a little bit, so in future I will definitely stay stitch around necklines. Also, speaking of necklines, I'm not entirely sure why, but I made this low cut, like quite low cut. The only change I made was I brought these bits in, but somehow I've ended up with this being higher. I'm not sure how that happened, but it's fine, it's fine. Now the jacket. Overall, I am really, really pleased with it. I like the way it looks. I like the general shape. I'm really pleased with like the collar area. Like that's the first time I have successfully done a curved collar like that, and it's actually kept its shape and not had like bunchy bits on the inside. So that I am really pleased with. There is an issue though, and that is when I took some fullness away from the neckline area and swung it into the darts, I accidentally added some extra fabric to the dart area. So I've ended up with just a little bit of a flappy bit of excess fabric there. So the way to fix that on the actual pattern, I think, is going to be doing a small bust adjustment. That is the opposite of a full bust adjustment, isn't it? I think so. But yeah, just to take out that little bit of excess fabric. I did, as you can see, make myself a quick and dirty bonnet. I'm quite pleased with it. There's some little bits like on the brim. There's, I don't know why, but a little bit of like kind of excess buckram. Not sure how that happened. And as much as I know I'm supposed to have it tied around my neck and it's supposed to look really pretty, I don't like it. I'm gonna have to see if there's other ways of fastening a bonnet, just because I don't think it does nice things to my chin area. But you know what? Lessons learnt. I didn't even record making this because this was a last minute thing, just because I was worried about whether my hair would be successful, which it wasn't. It wasn't successful at all. It looks a mess. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, then doing all the YouTubey things would be very much appreciated. Like, comment, share. I do have a Ko-fi, so if you have supported me on there, you will see your name appearing here. I also have a little Discord. I have not mentioned it in a while, I think. It's fun, we chat, it's very quiet, there's not many people in there yet, so if you fancy joining in there, then the link is in the description below. And if you made it to the end of the video and you hadn't spotted it yet, the little mistake I made was right here. I sewed one of the armbands on upside down. You can't really tell. Thank you so much for watching. YouTube is saying that you might enjoy this video next, and I will see you next time. Bye!